Memo bibia kwaba memo bibia che memo bibia ha dedicated for Stars of Radio TV Atlanta Georgia USA Emreno aso ene so ye baba chichi and commontino fro udi bina bona manie say enye say yeti hakabia Ghana eda yakoma pronso into yenyina ye between ye State of the Nation's address home ban saying ɛna ɛkɔ sɛn sɛne nipa G2 mu anaasɛ ɛte aseɛ ɛtumu sɛ nipa bebree so ɛbɔ ndwo wɔn koraa ɛwɔ State of the Union address no ne so wobɛka na waka ne den ɛyɛ ɔmampanin ɛdɔ mbere bi a mfa sɛ amammerɛ no mu no ɛduru baabi a ɛwɔ sɛ woba na woba bɛkyerɛ ɔmaatoɔ no nyinaa sɛ amammuo yi fa kɔ akɔkɔduro nie saa ɛna yenya ɛna ndwumasɛm wɔ aba ne ɔhaw ne atete a timamufoɔ no ɛkɔ mu no na kyerɛ sɛ ɔmampani de aba bɛto dwa na obi biara ehu nea ɛkɔ so nti no ebi aba ɛyɛ fie da ya na kyerɛ sɛ ɔmampani bɛto na no tuo ɛna dɔm kuma no nso ɛde ɔmo de aba na mede ma badwafoɔ ɛyɛ wɔfa ya ɛne Mamia managers for car, so yeah, ba abejujo. Untino, me busy see ya, Michamaba.
Asam paetia, Obayan Safuso, Munia, one can asam. Say, Mafu to some Kakrewa Supreme. Yo, coffee, oh my, woman, oh money, mana. Geni baby ako bachata zaya wareni Wonsom wanini pa Nasadipa wofyoye Yamo yembera ye Ebe ya ifinena Omaya umano Omaya mamana Hadiwaye nora Yamichata
Omani Yawudia, Omani and Yawudia, Yinsum, Yanipa, Mintino, Amena, so Minkonkoma, Mabuja Fono, Aquaba. What for you, Marquaba? Hello, what for you? What for you? What do you mean? You, Memo Aquaba, at the same. At the same.
Oh,
okay, good. And I mean, Konkoma Mamma Masakova, Mamma Marquaba. Mamma, what do you mean, Marquaba? Hello, Mamma Mintunka, would you 2 mute? Say, would you 2 mute? And Tipomodiana on mute, you know, being called each year. Papa Macoba.
I couldn't.
Oh, my guy, doctor, or Jizzy, couldn't to say, Mamma, what you mean, Kana, Mamma? Maintain can't tell me, say, Ebia, which honor, which you call Mamma, would you 2 mute until the maintain come, Mamma. All right, into yet to Jumedian, so Penny, a cocodu on walker, and some cocoon, some na, Eddie, a him, and say, Mono, walker, and in our face, no, Sanya, a man, a cuji, in Miani, a sitting mono above from no, or dinner, no, and I mean, G. Infernano, young concuti, or Penny.
Agriculture remains central to our national renewal. Since January 2025, this administration has embarked on a decisive reset of Ghana's agricultural sector under our Agriculture for Economic Transformation agenda, with the Feed Ghana program serving as the flagship vehicle for implementation. Our objective is clear: to restore food sovereignty, stabilize food prices, reduce import dependence, increase decent jobs, especially for youth, and reposition agri as a strategic growth sector under our 24-hour economy policy. Mr. Speaker, As of January 2025, food inflation stood at 28.3%, following an unprecedented peak of 61% in January 2023. This situation placed severe pressure on households and undermined national stability. Today, food inflation has declined significantly to 4.9%, and this has provided relief to Ghanaian families and businesses. Mr. Speaker, this year we have committed 300 million Ghana cedis to the National Food Buffer Stock Company to mop up excess produce, to stabilize prices, and build a strategic national food buffer against emergencies, marking the first time Ghana has deliberately built a food reserve for national resilience.
Amampeni ni kokote na samne wofano nnuane ne asetena mu ne mefase senia etimemfuo no ho behin ha ho na wodi betu dwane ewo State of the Nations address no na anso ho a wo san etwa so koko ensemo a edi trehanu o chirechiremu so ekakra esanse na enipa bebre bu anjuwon ba kokora se eba ne sen sene moka ne se sendie me kwa kutwa me bibi na se amaso a me putu so de nka adenti na 2005 ana se empim mienu ne fa ani empim miensa ani efa no de nsusune ene wontem eno ana koko ekuafo wo mu ti ginemu wo mu to atua kese eye na wochi etwemu yi nti omampani achire bibia se so kakra wa yenkonkuti.
In the last week, we have had to take the painful but necessary decision to revise the producer price of cocoa to achieve competitive pricing and resolve the acute liquidity challenges in the sector. Mr. Speaker, failure to do this as others did and left a debt of 32 billion for this government to pay. Failure to do this would have meant borrowing billions in borrowed funds. Mr. Speaker, this unplanned expenditure would have taken us right back to the very devastating economic problem we have only recently begun to escape. So, Mr. Speaker, while fully understanding the concerns and protests of our farmers, I can firmly assure them that the reforms announced by government will see a total transformation of the cocoa sector. And it will guarantee them a fair and transparent price that enables them to meet the cost of producing the commodity and making decent margins. Mr. Speaker, the difference between economic hardship and avoiding the same is the exercise of sound economic judgment. And I'm determined to take decisions that ensure our collective well-being and avoid the suffering of all our citizens. These are difficult decisions to take, but Mr. Speaker, I had to take them.
Omampeni ena Jekokote na no disem so ewo koko senia ejaman so ebuo no akwakodro no ena afi so no fakwa womo ehihye mana akwakodro no ti no ama ennyoma senia akokosi no womo ebo womo homodin nyom betumi bia na nya honko a ewie ye no ena domkuma no so ede o manu di esem ede baaye se omampeni enye ne yehwehwe bi kra ni enye ne enipa ne kakra ni nti ne yekokotie we ba bi wie a ne je se me ne ma bedwafo so yabo ne tete no yahwe ne timemfo yenso ye wa ma no ye dwunti yekokotie domkuma
na se a petrol ba form no aban so no ama petrol ba form eno de wan kasa world market so what is a petrol cost ra or say a world market or tikoko so or say a world market enti de e favor ni bia no eno de enya world market e ono na aye de favor no or say a world market ube so akonwa ni mu a ye wo assets ye wo liabilities ye wo ho benefits and one do the any the woody a yode. But the anya woman the na wood Johnny free who now the quack will be. Yes, Rabine. A Jumana wa baby sumno, Jenim says so. Now so be a babet na soda. A man for be brabet na kunyane, so mu be so mu, even though na challenges almost so mu ye. A kufado be a for manu, and so mu ye. And I wish I say electricity boa akosro. Mini ya okasa membuei. Omu ncha electricity ni bi. Electricity ni bi. O wa be mu ncha electricity ni bi. Omu say bosome omu cha 5 million. Air condition 4 omu cha 5 million. Ye ncha 5 million. Na watche electricity Ghana wan hwe abetua 20 million. One day, we 100 cities go so anasa. Omo mo shop no e wo dwom no. Auto light 100 cities go so ade nche na asa. This or start to America auto light ni bi ka ho. When a challenges are Ghana for film in so bo akosro rent uko high dine makola heya makola dwom. Omo toto e store ni mu akọ 1500 every be 800 cities. Nya bede na nipa no akọkọ di dwan so mfaso. In some way na ye dey ye ka ho asem. Aho che na we Ghana for so na ne ye hwese an komampanyi obeba be yi ano no a che ye kwan a obefa so aho che ne be kofom na de oba na de wo nsama kan nya ye dollar baby a ekoye ma no wo se a no de ye wa na ye de enkoye ma wo se ya ma no ne koko de ba wo se ye world market petrol price air cost wo se ye world market petrol price about from there wo se ye wa eno ne ka che o mampanyi se ontumi approbate and reprobate e wo so ni nyina mu no ye niema ebebo amagana for ehun atom.
That's another point that the president did not advert his mind to. The president also in his statement talked about job creation. And for me, that's the funniest part, that in 3 quarters, 1 million jobs have been created. Ghana, this economy cannot produce 1 million jobs in even 1 year. We are talking about 3 quarters. And for me, I'm happy that the Ghana the Statistical Service Director or government statistician has come out with a statement earlier, which clearly says that they are putting the figures at 300,000. As of 2024, the total unemployment, the number of people who were unemployed in Ghana were 1.9 million people. And if you are saying 9 quarters, you have removed 1 million, it means that 900 people are left. I mean, in reality, you've not done that. And I don't see why the president should hoodwink Ghanaians into that statement. The president, again, was talking about issues about employment. The president in that employment has failed to acknowledge what he said 133. It was a campaign promise.
Like I said, a typical public lecture. And I'm paying Edema Ghana for. I didn't know make us. Social metag you going to come here. Yaya mobo dodo. Koko ekria for. Yaya mobo dodo. When
Nyasa eni obakufo etremonte no wo hwa obia e kanidie e kire nasamase nipa bebre esu ebiso sei enema ekono eye na ansa mebo memfanse video eto aso no menko wofaya hello wofaya
yeah that okay.
Wofaya what you mean yedie
Yeah, right. Yeah, me too.
Okay, great. Mama madam say waira honum baby be akọ hwehwe wofaya what near amanfo ekani na mo kire o madwen o mampani ababeka ne die na onse nipa dodo no pa kire say S.O.N.A no State of the Nation address is always sounds great ewo assume na so wode when etoto fomo a otum say akwakọ yesa boshe no sa but fa senior mampani ekai wuti video nia abrante nika intino this year State of the Nation's address who is saying, and what is your take? As is it the same thing to send ya afibiano ye babe keke bia na ye kona na say we die send ya woka ni womo a womo so woni ni nya adwen ne kan no den sunsuni e na wontemu wo fa miteu.
Okay, thank you very much. And chair be kind of chair me two panels chair ya TF nyina and I'm chair president and then the vice president. Ghana for to abayi omo so omo be ya omo reset Ghana the resetting agenda no eno ani so na representing the state of the nation. That he came there. Omo can say the same many nyadwin because say we share state of the nation address now president presented last night that the case the exact state of the nation and nneɛma a ɛkɔ so fi sɛ yɛto abaamaa no 1 year ni a waba abɛ di ɔman no so bio mu a ɔyɛ president and nneɛma a wɔde agu n'akwan mu ɛna sɛdeɛ ghanafoɔ so si de afili ne nneɛma a wɔde agu akwan mu ɛno ara na wabɛyɛ dɛn wabɛbobɔ so akyerɛ yɛn nti sɛ obi ka sɛ ɔne ne nyɛ de ɛyɛ different thing deɛ ana me ne nipa no nyɛ ade ade nti na meka saa ɛde ka yɛn nyinaa nim sɛ within just last year before yɛbɛba aban mu no na MPP time no na the economy was in shambles asɛm a meka yi these are basic facts everything was in tatters the economy was completely broken down ama all the financial credit services no ɔmo rate a junk status which is DDDD mean so in 2016 by the time I hear by President Mahama fi aban mu na we were ɔmo rate a B minus B minus no kyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ but na ɔmo sɛ ɛnyɛ nti ɔmo ba aban mu abɛyɛ ne yie A bi abɛmu bi akɔ A anaasɛ A plus koraa ɛna ɔmo ba aban mu before ɔmo bɛfi 2024 na ɛyɛ DDD minus exchange rate a ɔmo bɛfa firi yɛ hɔ 3.9 ɛkoduru ahe 20 ɛyɛ ɔmo fi aban mu na ɛyɛ 17 $1 to 17 inflation na ɛyɛ ɔmo fa no 15 from us it went to 54 to 53 then came to 23 and now me new kasa dedicate inflation yɛ 5% wumpe we out for there a gallon of petrol na yɛ 14 Ghana cedis ɔmo gye fi yɛn nsam wɔn de kɔya ama ne kodu 90 Ghana cedis and now me new kasa Mahama ban so within 1 year petrol is 40 Ghana wumpe we out for there share what do I talk about again exchange rate inflation everything is down and people can now buy unlike in those days that the uko market purchasing power was low because inflation nneɛma goods and services are very high astronomical increment of goods and services you cannot buy anything because wo bottom no wo come market na yato nneɛma so ɔkyerɛ yato so salary were still the same and people were dying I told you before that in 2016 2024 people were eating 100 today that decay and Kofo Didi it's like 3 times a day so they are here nti no saa nneɛma obi ka sɛ state of the nation na abɛka na ɛnyɛ de sɛ na kyerɛ sɛ nipa no ɔnte Ghana anaasɛ wɔn na wakyɛ da politics nti n'ani afira because that decay you can't tell me say when you have exchange rate which was 17 to $1 and today it's 10 to $1 you are not feeling anything you can are they very serious the MPP people are they serious you can see say both what do we call it market women about kind traders everybody importers everybody is enjoying this type of government the resetting agenda because now you the car na nka ɛsɛ sɛ wodi cost $1 10 and that's what it ufa yi kakra wenya usika watumi akɔfa nneɛma bebree aba ama people will buy and then you also make profit iron rods ni saa nneɛma na arise double to the nani nyinaa aba fam so what you say these are the things that he's saying and everybody is feeling it in his pocket who can say nsɛm make nyɛ nokorɛ you can still compare do the comparison in 2024 to today then it means you are not living you might be living in a space somewhere but not in the country.
Okay.
But the good people of Ghana who are living in the country have seen it and they are feeling it. And everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the country can see that there is a resetting agenda going on in the country.
All right, Joe.
And it permeates in all the departments, every aspect of our economy and every aspect of our governance. It is still going.
Mate, me that say what fire on the S.O.N.A buy as compared previously, today everything looks really me fancy calm and nice. Me call mammy ma some sabeka mammy ama okay mammy ma mfise na homa no aye me call it share. It's a papa.
Yeah, Kwamra.
Mm.
Michelle.
Me too so.
Now, Michelle for also so I'm saying last week na tabu for because the government is see a woman born. Into now who Johnny the offer more because I don't want my the devil parent New York. Okay, Kwamra, Mr. The Amiba can be a obi political journey and then a private life. And I don't need him for anything. What I need is obey na juma senior a fatane say. And the America be a obi political career or the better insani. Inti me hatina. Baby, I can be on politics.
Yeah, no, what time of time 5 minutes.
The kind of the current president or Ghana, excuse me to say this, is very incompetent. It seems to me so when and now it seems to me say officer were so powerful and I don't think this man is taking advice. And now finally when you're serious about whatever he's doing politically. And let me say this. Obabi ebeye president wo Ghana bra won here will be a vote because of what this current government the current president is doing. And he also careful ne say na namo wo tu no anamo fun ema the development of Ghana. Na oba no when you careful so be am catch say e bokata Ghana so. Oba no obediclare ebinim incompetent. Obi a wako soja abobra abeduru papa who in the political primitiveness abe sack woman na ma woma yemobo onye very careful because there's something dubious behind him. That is what I see. Now when he falls, he's going to fall with a lot of a titro.
And then so eka S.O.N.A ne one.
Yes. S.O.N.A no baka some papa ben papa we beka ya a bit me about the development of Ghana. Until I start here free hono. Now Obabi ba be president. Mfiri na nkosi 4 years enwo no Obabi ba be president. I won here obia vote. Write it down. When it happens, I will tell you. Because of incompetency.
When him say we penny kasa.
Yes, I'm talking to you in a proverbial way. A lady is coming to be a president without needing anybody's vote. And it was said by one of political elite in the current ruling government, the Ahoy family. Somebody made mention of it. And it is in the pipeline. It's coming to pass. Because what the current president is doing, be bianwa eko ye. Papa, ikasa obejina ho kanyina. Kachira me diana na abawomu. Inse muhunungwa. Watoto papa songwa. And bibia world whatever. Bibia what he is doing tells me that he doesn't know what he is doing. And I don't believe that this president of Ghana, a president of Ghana, that because he's failing. So when Tie advise her, obey and I'm saying this current president will be free akunyano so no one obey obon president ever in Ghana.
Inti S.O.N.A samna wo kan ye no emu ne won.
Papa bi anu mame. The papa kan ye bi no e valid. The papa kan ye bi and nyama bebre o papa kan oboa. Enti no me no ebe mi ensakra wo kan ye ha. E ma do kan ye bia e bogus mame. And let me give you about 3 of them because time no senti. Papa no begina ho no nkoko a wo se wono what he come tieni yo what he come nipa so mo nya nkoko no. O se say 9:30 nipa 13,000 wachen kuko 720
error and a mistake na be say
are you defending him?
No, I'm not defending him, but you can see
you anka papa nka sa no and anka you anka dan wangu we are president now because you have it
politicizing and maybe
I'm not politicizing it. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Because we are president, answer about because the whole world and this media world, things travels, it goes faster than the way that you might think. Papa, do you know what? As small kind. And me, no can you be a sad way and you bogus mammy. Mamma Sama back home. Omampanyini wabɛgyina hɔ ya sɛ obi kora na twɛm a wo a na sɛ woyɛ elite president a ɛwɔ sɛ wobisa questions panyimu wobɛgyina hɔ wo se wo baeɛ no employment a wo watumi ade ama nnipa no yɛ 1 million but statistical department so de aba sɛ 320 omampanyini and you will trust it near Wobecano, a kind of transit on the bar.
Sure, woman, no, she ran a man, not Amazon. Yeah.
I say, I'm saying, I saw a phone into the fire, and do them a trust.
Yeah,
I was open.
I was so just, I am ready, dear Juma. Ebusia for, yeah, Casafa State of the Nations address, maybe some Sabakama, Mamma. Hello, Mamma.
Yes.
Na me tun ka me nim na bia na wo dey to mute na ti saying.
Adumo.
Good. Yeah, sure. Mami, my State of the Nation address and a year can see as o mampeni akasa wakasa fa kronomo in Dubai and as in foodie wakam wasem and afi no wabeka koku for so ho asem and ye bisa say S.O.N.A dudu no purchase a dada asem and wo say oba ni ababeka ni ahyehye bo ye nyamu bibia ye fani emebunu a ye befa wo adwuma ye mfa mu bibia ana mebisa say wo hu no san wei ene nia etwemu no wo hu no san nia omampani de bai de na wo ti wom ana wo fi say wei esronko metie
Me da say sebe krono na asaya pache ansa na oba tiesie. Iti no we enye results no de beba odi niama atwemu ene niama eye ene niama ekoso ene beba but adumunti no omo muti me ni wo ye nti krom ho adumunti omo muti krom ho me crap no mama imagine say me be ko Ghana na makose kedi enama ebusu wo ho ni tomatoes ebusu ene aduane ebusu nti mpese me ko dibi ansa na me ho beto me
okay
eti no say wo muti krom ha Usi Ghana nye because of my pedu person wo tifle no say ebia odi aka oba e no ka say o Ghana say for no wa ye yi akotiti omu e no say enu so e baka say I don't know am oduma oh Ghana ye ti mo di ya na ye ho ya na say papa ya de papa ye si poi wa nya de papa si poi so say me a whole parliamentarians am ba ye tia muka makosi se koko e dey I say enye mo slogan na ya ayambo no sika no sika wo krom so ayambo enye mo president na na ka sa na de no I to say didi national cake obi abeso kafru mu bi it is enye wa ba na wo so a e dey dey ni de asafaka say bogus o mo to o mo to me the dollar na abefom na e me ya because that dollar so that
I didn't hear say anu na ma
oh I don't know okay but to be no there be there Miss Anisi Ghana me pede mo e wo Ghana it no we personal and national assembly America me the year system but I have for among for more important their money there it's okay for them they are doing well obi any ye tua nurses ka eka wo ho ni niam nyina ye tuatua ka niam omagya ya kufadu ye they are kufadu anye nyina hospitals no they are reviving everything roads niam no joso it not became me because at the end of the day no the government is bleeding too much niam na one government no so no we have to come to a place yeah 360 private Trump on the near also and then as some say 316 on the channel. That is where we have to come to a S.O.N.A. The government bar will have the real feel say something well is going on. Because a nurses at the government, free education at the government. Where are we getting the money from? Galamsey is so that before I have a personal year. Government is so like it's a split. Oh, the material. It's a government to see carry yeah, there's no production. What is run is here, yo. Public Kumaya, Atutu, dear, Kakana is not operating well. Yeah, the money papa aqua, Gihok, not empty before womb. Or Mato Eddie. Mama for Trassi. Nothing on your baby, yeah. Because Gihok. Mama, yeah, the come. A baby that was a woman. Oh no, oh dear, renovating the whole place. Yeah, the mom, Papa, Kufadia, I see. Womb, we're just getting I see home. Yasaba back to square one. This is what is going on in Ghana. Sikana last year.
Now, Yachi Obidie. Obia Bonia self said.
Oh, but did they achieve 470 cases so far? And a political investigation. So I need to say, wow, we are Bantia. Yes, so it's a process.
Okay.
So they will hold all those people accountable. They are working, people are paying back their debts. People who don't want to go to jail are paying back their debts. Electricity, a whole lot. But Ghana, they ought to be up. You know, so far, Mama is doing well. He's doing well.
All right.
Okay. I know I'm so bad on this speech. And you obey say a way speech on your speech. I tell us, I know you're die.
You might say, Mama Asabno can. Nam near Etienne say, you who and you may be, you share it here, 2 be rebia air course on. If ye Abusoka for cry betu Etienne and say, yes, and say, you increase one of that to 20% from 4 to 20%. I will more come 170 if she Etiaton kitty a baby. I'm a penindi. Oh no, Nasam Ediaba Nam. Young Kunkuti a year edom kese no no so nyomo de bae abra o mampeni di na no die ensem ebawie no ne chese edom kuma no ho edom kese no so e ho nto bia de na de kire bae ye ba behwe youngsters nduma and afei so no rising cost of living say if shezi see Ghana enipa twa dwo pa ewo masete no emuenya ye kokuti mra
say ne Ghana for person o mote no eno na okan no wo hwa petrol S.O.N.A mo amokoto no etisa na etisa ukojo manuoma so ajo etisa na etisa minority de koko bedwa yesum o siesie koko sector ma na yeye enti ene de Ghana ni bia da ona levisa oka so betiti na afiso no watete afiso ana wontete mfiso enti eya ho hare magana fo nyina enti ye mpai bo se yenim kan na ayekọ no obi amfa ne ho nhyemu bi Ghana ni ba bi amfa ne ho nhyemu bi na ne emfaso a ye obi a enya no so munya bi bosumi we nyina no mani agia ma fiso o chef fuguko Zambia bae mani agia ma eti ena wasaka ho asembio no eya me de bebre esanse ni DPA ogina no ene akwenya onya na oditu Ghana culture no eya manage pa esanse the effects of colonialism were so ema ye fa 4 days in a week and ye fa 7 days in a cry ye fa by 6 days in a week ne ye dey celebrate obi man so niema near the dakro, Friday pet, near the share dear. Daben creative sector, cultural sector, Daben a bay. So home. It's you or the name DNA, baby Ojina, peja, ya mamre mamesano, manage bebre.
The Ghana reset, the Accra reset, stability of this economy, inflation numbers dramatically reversed, confidence of the economy, every indicator pointing that we are on the right path to ensure that the good people of Ghana can live well, work and happy.
To ensure, say, the good people of Ghana can live well. And no, a year, a dom, Kessiano, and now almost so, one more, and it is a Dubai, and Nina, a Ghana, sooner, State of the Nations address, and now, what I am. Offers is here, a member no purchase a bush and adoso, unemployment, ecoform. Now, the city stability, a damn policy pana. Ediaba ama Sydney stabilizes her essence said IMF ebe can say omani eto $1 billion edugumbu sumu biya na woni won etwetwe enkomo yenim ne ekokosi ye mom de ba Sydney aba fom se Sydney ba fom na se inflation ni ba fom a adentina light ni nsuo so emba fom because inflation any CD no the stability of the dollar no and a ma price hikes eba na say abafom a adenti na emba fom and afi so no edwaman so petrol ye mto ne saying petrol edwaman so petrol abafom a na say da so gina fa ko gina no a nti ama emebunu no ehu say akoy say na na asem bi ebem nti no wo mo pa say we no eye boshe ni bisa uhu ni say wo fa.
Thank you very much. The woman is Adike. We then a mechanic. CD no stabilization of the CD no. Adike. The main this stabilizing CD the gold board now establishing. What they are saying. It is the gold board that is pushing and trying to get enough reserve to pushing the city so that your currency no be strong. As I speak right now, within a year, if you look at what Sabi Jamfi has done, the CEO who is in charge of the gold board, he can't wait to me enya the Bank of Ghana pushing the economy now. That is about almost 3 billion at the very within 6 months, almost take you over. And now they almost hit about 2.7 billion. So what they are saying. And these things were not there. And these are some of the things, about your reserves, very strong. But before that, it is one of the policies, the CD, your currency, stable. And then dollar to the CD to the dollar is 10. One of them also too is that when you say Makana several times, we have other factors are you put in place. Your currency be strong, depreciation be for one, and then the big push which is the embarking of the Nkukong project in Amakain. Who's a Makawa house several times. See, try say you be producing more of the pottery industry. You're producing more pottery now. You're cutting down the importation now. At least that the case. Every year, young crown $300 million. Let's produce half of it. $150 million poultry should be produced in Ghana. What are we doing? We are cutting the importation of $150 million. That is also going to help to do what? To cushion the city, to make it very strong. Stabilization of it. That is one. Another one is when we look at the rice industry. They imported $300 million of rice into the country every year annually. That's the case. $300 million. Let's invest into it. The agric minister is doing a fantastic job in that area. Let's try to produce about $150 million rice in Ghana, and then let's bring down 150. Let me put it that way. That producing half of it, keke. We should be able to produce half of it to feed ourselves. The city will be very stronger. A time will come that after And then also another sugar. NPP buy and Menda factory was shut down for 8 good days. Meanwhile, that the sugar in the commodity we can't do without it. We import $300 million of sugar into the country every year. That's the case now.
Offer Jena ye,
NPP.
Ayana will learn HHC, Jena would,
But the maker,
as soon as you check a cracker, yeah, Ayana Wadano,
but maker,
yeah,
maker,
me too.
And to be say for $300 of the country. And what the commander sugar fund was abandoned under the MPP. Some people and I will be what you need a lot of sugar in your country. What millionaire movie na nipa on sugar and amount. Are you what kind of this thing is this? When the factory can produce a lot so that it will help you cut down your importation of sugar. We don't need we need in order to make country the economy very strong because $300 million of sugar we need to have every district or every region one sugar factory. Commander Sugar Factory cannot do it alone. Ask yourself why is it that Kwame Nkrumah during that time Kurano established a Sugar Factory too. And your commander Nkwa.
Yeah,
And that the case
yeah.
Am I on air now?
Yeah, you're on air, yeah.
Thank you. And this Sunday, my dedicate Maka. And then destabilize it. We are going to do more into that. We'll go more. Agri master, agri education, agri minister is doing a lot. My dedicate my minister on the electricity, water. Busy manu basically, yeah. What is that question I've done too? The last one. That is the reason why water and electricity price, that's airport like that. With the but the reason is that before MPP call IMF, that was one of the conditionalities the IMF gave them that every 3 months they have to increase electricity bill, they have to increase water bill. And what must say? And nothing a water bill, no, though establishing the thing, bringing the CD and the dollar down, inflation coming down, water and electricity is still going down because we are still under the IMF. It was one of the conditionalities that IMF, DIMA, MPP, Akufo-Addo and his government. So every 3 months, to your water bill. Every 3 months, to your light bill. So it is not John Mahama and the NDC causing the increment of water and electricity. It is part of the IMF conditionality. So when we come out, dedicate say if IMF Numa, a member from Ghana for this kind of trajectory are you under Mahama, resetting agenda, it is restoring hope. And then what? Restoring hope and what do we call it? Bringing a lot of what aspirations and this into the youth. Job creation is also coming. The 24-hour economy has been signed to a bill, and it is taking off very soon. Thank you.
Mate ejuma bebu ama obia nya be emebu no ewo Ghana no kire se omo pe ejuma ne mum enye boshe no adosu 24-hour economy and afi light ekosuru ensio ekosuru nipa nyina edwe nti wo fire ne nchirase no meko ejia esafaka baba
yeah cover my main kind of crunch
can
I'm not scared of you but I respect you so of your behavior will show you me and Kawakatime. Put it down on record because somewhere along the line I'm going to hit you wild on it. Okay. Maminka Asemba could be intro. There is nothing going on well in Ghana truthfully. And Nukuref Ekwanso be bien wa ekosu wa Ghana ye. Even look at what of our cry asama okano and Nukrana makuma huru and you are maya me hontome. The current ruling government your Ghana no incompetency. Listen, incompetency. Yanwa can you a CD competency in governance. And that is what is going on in Ghana. There is no truth in governance in Ghana today. And Ukure in Ghana. Because fabricated story because the president himself said once, said, Ghana for Yanchani, you free asem. And until the Yamiasan, Emma Papa said, Bah, Emma Libehuni mistakes be all yeah, and then when he goes out, he will never forget it until he leaves this world. And that's how the Lord, Unyamia, Yenyamino, or any human. No face waka sam no na waka agya ho na ka be record o omanpanyin that akura can say enti na me say current government e was no the bia me bomi nyame dini onyame woye onyame wotuaka negative and positive, and he's paying them negatively, the ruling government in Ghana now. There's nothing going on well, truthfully, because government bibia enkoye no o bia audition no near enkoye no wono na accurate. Let me be honest with you, statistically what we are seeing the first or what we will see the first 2 years of the current government governance is depending on what the previous government laid down when it comes to the dollar rate. It's not the effort of this new government because they fumble because they don't have the expertise to take control of the dollar now. But what the previous government laid down, and umabinya benefit kakra, because the previous government and the benefit of what they planted. But this current government, because of incompetence, they don't know how to dig into it to get the full benefit, FULL, full benefit of what the previous government did. If you are an economist, and sisi ani yehu bia no yehu I was say woma betom nti I said they don't know what to do. And let me tell you this, the current president and the current government of Ghana, even so most of them will go behind bars. And let me tell you why. The previous government laid down a foundation there and kadachi yetimi to adian so for the next 15 years. And Ghana ebe taridan because you were formidable foundation behind us. But when this current government came in, foundation as years go by, the foundation be shaky because be the previous government economy just to bring the dollar down. And let me tell you, Ghana can never, and they will not, they can't do anything. So a good dollar anymore. Whatever they are doing, the IMF and then whatever the dollar, who is in control of dollar, are monitoring them, and they will bring them down. Mark it on the wall. Whatever they are doing, they are injecting dollars into the city just to bring a value to the city. And as you see, I know, minority, those with expertise, they are coming. They will come out and you will understand exactly what I'm saying. Because what the current government is doing, they are robbing Peter to pay Paul. What they are doing when it comes out, if it's woman share and pennyphobia current government, they will be jailed. And I'm very sad when it comes to the young politician who is the gold board director or whatever you call him. So one share, sir, and Nema echoes of Ghana, a dollar situation will bring him down politically for the rest of his life. He has to be very careful because at times what you read, what you write, if you don't attach with common sense, you become a fool. And that is what we are trying to see. Because Omanpanyin fee say, can it is an Okabi not Ghana? Me, I am in America. We are tracking everything. When it comes out, we are going to dig into the hole and we will bring some things out. And what I'm trying to see is don't be proud with the new what is going on in governance today, because there is a loophole. After say Omobe free swallow, we are going to dig into it And there are a lot that are going to be surfaced into the current president when you're very cautious. No one share ma or money trimunya there. And that's as one kayan sooner. Obeka no say. And then the chances of going for the 4 years, I'm shaky because one share somewhere along the line, one be jaya to now Oba ebe di Ghana so. Abra won hear me wo a vote years ahead. That's it.
Yo. Mera se ejia esafoka no enyansa eni obakofo to me gusu a ye pese state of the nations address na ensemo mampani beka ye eni timamfo so ofia na ensemo tua to kakrakra ekoso no mampani e de nanu di se maba edom kuma de omudi aba na edom kesi so edom omudi aba menko mamiama nkutie mamiama so ne dia owo ewo emfanse emebunu 24 hour edwuma yi a ɛbaa yi mmɛbunu mpɛ akyɛ sɛ ɛyɛ kasakwa ɛyɛ deda tete kasa no a ne ɛkasa sisi a no nsuo ɛkɔ soro nkanea soso ɛkɔ soro biribiara ɛkɔ soro obiara ni ayɛ sɛ gya mame ma minti o mame ma nea wɔso wɔka mame
Yo, that came in that say. Them say MPP for no buffer back or committee or buffer back on incompetent. No. Now, before my course answer on the phone, I know that the NDC for no, sometimes I blame them very well because Bibinia, I didn't say, and it's say, as I say, oh, I'm saying that because I remember there was a scandal. Say, in Penifonibi, because it's a scandal and it's alleged, Mimbo Biedin. Say, electricity, no, a baby crap, almost a giddy, yes, sir, what do they call it? All the meters, giddy, nah, any contract in the man Penifonibi, and I'm got meters in the buy, and the best say, and there, you got here, some meters in fake. Some meters in fake. Uto electricity, uto crapo, now all the 2 way in the swamp. Zoom, na asana udina fako. Na se osan kotobio. Na se omo ba se omo be ye mamoma abomoma so na ya ye we che na ya papa no ni political mu bi no. Na it say what wise one mobra. Na eni na bebe wie. One day, you bet teaching kophobia. Obi abeba omo nu say yay. Sana we no ba NDC for your focus. Na so much teaching kophobia. Yen teach omo because our school any neighborhood ni asew akunta relationship no. So omo so meye no because omo do omo ye me ya. Happy before there. Omo tiri more day. Number 1. Number 2, mabo na omo ka say a friend saying baby I did and then I admire Ghana so much. And for people are doing things. And Mama told Brodo, or a Mama told the so many things. In Kofu Katia, they are branding it. A beautiful restaurant. And you know, except for you, Messi. America have people say we're homeless. America have people who are claiming that the economy is bad. It's omunye juma, omuti sashi eda, America have people. There are people in the system who will always come. They will not make any effort and complain. And then on Kwada for even recently, I'm not going to be weird when they were going to look for a job. Even some of the process I don't like personally, which they have to refine it. But people are doing it. Nurses, Opia, your Kofoka, arrests now before Jano. They are paying them. So everything is going on smoothly. Okay. It's not one day event. Media to me, I can come and say now all factories there will command this money now. They should revive them and then employ people and then you should say scanner and they building new ones. Now MPP 45, maybe sit there my railway station at the end, who say this for the Gofa Cabesi and that railway thing. I focus. And then via wire, and then you're my free. At the end of the Saturday, and I'm yes, my baby. The more years you and it's say I say baton game be NDC na MPP aji and na Ghana for mu don't let MPP come into power. Now the process I hear you na effort the tuba. At the end of the day, me I'm crying for Ghana. I dey me a school, time I'm no school. You my farm milk, you no farm milk school. And then I could never work Ghana. Or I crow and you grassy. On farm milk po be that chocolate go be that. By your brother say o cocoa. Your cocoa say your baba carry near the aqua no ne. Na yeah farmers no. Who farmers a better wa or more yet TV. Yeah, aha wo farmer wo say farmer so anyway if you come or say the boot or say the jeans or say the top or the cowboy chat to so oh as a pharmacy I better ho so be cocoa pharmacy I mean country cocoa and cocoa be sad way that came long time ago when I was working in Ghana and I think I went on a PEF conference and I said it that no me catch na abrophobia ba obo procedure how to carry the cocoa. And I said, why don't you bring the factory here? Maybe some. I remember very well. Referee officer,
Okay.
maybe some. Why don't you build the offices here and employ the woman who goes to the farm with pregnancy, with a child on her back, come and crack the cocoa pods, dry them with manually, and then send them to you, and then you bring it back. You find it and bring the cocoa butter. She can't even afford to buy the cocoa butter. I don't know why you are forgetting about
Okay.
political. Uba yasam ya mobokra Ghana. A bit more grassy. They don't have it. They haven't even seen chocolate before. The chocolate is also remo. I don't know
Okay.
why I did
Mm.
I did.
Mate. 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 Joe. Mami amampa kyerɛ nipa wɔn wɔ nkran no koraa no wɔn nya farmer ne adeɛ no bi ɛnom ɛsan sɛ nneɛma no nyinaa ayɛ biribiara ɛwɔ hɔ nti dadeke metwa me ho abɛsisi yɛ a na yɛahwɛ sɛ ɔman panin yɛka ne sɛ katasohyɛ ne porɔyɛ wɔko ho anaasɛ wɔyɛ no hwɛ han
Asampa yetia Obayansafo so wo bunye won kana asam Say ma futu sam kakre wa asupeme Yo kofi o man ya woman o man ya mama Yenyi baby ako wacha za ya wareni Wonsom wanyinyi pa Asa pa wo fio ye Yamo yembera ye ebe ya ifirena Omaya umano Omaya mamana Adi waya no ya Yamitada
Yes, I'm a bibia akwa bibia mo wo like ya na wahye na kyese ekọ ano no mema mu nyina o mo like ya no mo ahye na kyese ekọ sisi a enche na mefifidie mu ha akọ isanse emre ni nti no just of a na some taka pa and time TIMG emre and these two shall pass me so media so no na tie ni say wo fa ya sisi ano Ghanaians continue to demand accountability you will say ora edi buy 21 billion cedis na say omo de call ye eji atuego kra say amomfa musem we no mfamfiri ho mu ni nyina so obia that's way na dem mechanism na sisi ye baby use na say ye still no ye tie bia no ye bechi obi is say afi etwam na yens to me emfo bia nkonkogina asem di bia no ne ba na last week kra no ade bi kra no akwakoye edi memfa say mentem ho ase bi kra yaba ndisem wofa chase 2 minutes na enko why embenaso
Okay, thank you very much. Daddy K, with regards to Oran, then a boss. You say one of boss President Mahama, the share Ghana for. A can so Ujina Simpi who can so or bow, baby, every single car a past government normally. You say Akufo-Addo government was characterized by stealing and looting from the public purse. No two ways about that. And at least in war, we have about 125 tall lists of gargantuan looting from the state. And no manner, na ye ho chiri bebrebe. Nti ora no, wo hwe se na okuje to no mu ye niema no land agency kan na wo value is about 21 billion US dollars. Na dedicate omo be fi omo de ekọ IMF ye ko je 3 billion, right? 3 billion na se nkofo atimi atam 21 billion. That the case yet me Jesus can you say IMF ye 91 billion da. And the president mama so as a boss obey one of the you know what they are Ghana for say obey the mama. But that the only says these cases are they are criminal cases. And you better keep time kakra. Media me what GDS say president mama be obey make sure say all those who looted from the public person will be prosecuted. And you know say it has to go through a process.
Okay.
And as what do you call it? Criminal, and you have to go through a process. I am also supporting the idea that people are not seeing it. Me 1 year, but that doesn't mean that the oral team is not working. Okay. Dr. Aini is working serious. The Attorney General. There are a lot of doctors. Why you very soon? Or the baby to jam you. Conform start court. Nika ebikura starting ko yoko ni ade yoko by your money. But one thing I will be a can house and Mr. Dedicate. Fast track ade no they should mama can say omo set up a fast track court to deal with those cases. Na Ghana for who say ampa. What's there now? What share omo we this tonight? So we share boss mama edi share ND Mr. ND Ghana for. With this thing na pepepe aka one particular thing which is the aura. Ghana for person because we share economy no. Said the what CIA Ghana, I resetting Ghana, but the way a dollar to a year is 10 cedi. Inflation is 5 cedi. Your debt to GDP now is 700 to a year billion. And then you within 1 year, no, dedicate your team to can move 100,000 Ghana cedis are at the year can also about 660 billion. And yeah, the papa.
Okay.
Taka you know, the modern boy will go through the gold bond here, then stabilize the economy number. Yet me at you a cano. By 100,000, 1 billion. Because the Ghana is 760 billion, and then I'm 600 and something billion.
All right. Okay.
And we are in a very good trajectory now. A very good way to put the country on the right track.
All right.
And then also make sure that Ghana for whom now we are feeling good. For in fact, about 2024, in fact, one is building. Okay. And this is why when you get to the street, dedicate and there, every time did the hurry on the street who call Obia so many adi. Mahama Kuran Sanko 2028. What do you say? Important and niadi. Business women niadi. Aboto kan niadi. Obia niadi. And it's abaje eyina. Yo me the manuel.
But ofaya ujado obeka sasa madiachi itiro obi eniaji aboso gafo a omu ebetete aroso omoniaji ntimi ko echia asafaka eja yenti obi a o ntinizi a obi a amanu obi a hunu se omampeni ai se agrobi na wodi za no chance wonti obi a wombo yi umse ba bechichi obi kumtino papa mti wo de.
Yeah, Kwabra.
Let
me be honest and real with you.
Okay, be honest with me.
Yeah, the current government here, war Ghana, no, they came through speculation. Because governance, no, when you are outsider, you don't see the real document, what entails. Our government, we are taking over everyone. And I have to be honest with you, when it comes to book knowledge and adding common sense to it, the previous government are better off than the current government. Because why am I saying this? The current president, what he likes is speculation. When you speculate to him, he will come and be, you see, the way I want to say, but speculation, you have to follow it with facts. And you buy books, you know. Look at the Attorney General. Or go with that idea when he was first chosen. Yeah, speculation. I'm going to do this. But when they went through the documents, because the guys, let's say, the previous government, if there were some embezzlements, when we are smart as they can cover it. I'm telling you. And governance, yes, just to be okay and look at what is going on. And you know, when we buy who say, boss, you know, documents yet 10, uba 8, 2 no. What are you going to do? Where do you go? And governance, nyansa, and in India, and in Tubuasie. But me, you know, sa government we nipa mienu wom unim wom and me pese me bo mu because me ye kra na wom ye popular. They spoke too loud. And when they came, they've seen nothing and they are ashamed. So back on Nansen why din back on so wakwa see a man member sabi ye twa ye to no oba me say o wen wada because speculation yes ye mfa mu o man ye di nyansa ani nimde ani ntuboase no wahwehwe documents and ngoma eda ho na wo de atu anamon. But the current government, what they heard, whether it was true or not, they just started blah 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 blah. Me say, me no. Oba be a president e wo Ghana market. Every nenkosi 28. I can't 3 times no. Market. That lady will be a president. One here will be a vote.
Sure.
Yebeswano. Amen.
Amen. Mati ejia esavoka ana yete ninkano minko mamia mahona mamia manibi mamia.
Yes.
Sisiano accountability wasem ene kokudu o ma dudu na beche say ye bechi we atum ne say na eye anofafa uhu ne say eye ade e beba so anase afi etwemu na buso mi nsa ne remu uhu ne say mama. Yeah. Menti ukasa no mami ama yanti ukasa no yeah.
Messi.
Aha.
Ote.
Aha sisi.
Messi akapata bibia. Osi epi before no we are from we are smart. Obakata bibia so. It will be anywhere ebe.
No, what can say we?
Me say previous government for any woman the current government and you want me make him jump.
And one Akufado Junior, a senior, Obadi yes, I tell Obaya Joe, David Rabati. One TBB, now that's the way TV. Ofrata, one first one. I don't tell the Sabrina, and as Akufado by, I don't mind nobody law. And she say, yes, the Akufado Cano, about go to court. It's here, Boko Court, and
okay.
All right. Obuti obi dem. Mami we eti na ye nyina ehu yesika. Nkofo defend obi owa bemo. And defend. Toku no say friend say na ye o yesika ya o ne kunu ne ba. Ekoye ye defend ya ko sistema ye di. Ye yi na di na na defend. So adomo ti no. Oko sana ye be chi obi a. They say every day for the thief, one day for the owner. Omukusu anu kata so. Na ebi one obetiti obo prato. Na oboka aproye obeka nemo mai obeka. Aku papa ya fa say what the Kennedy depa osi okasa opena no a am say kana be pai. That is it.
Mate mami ama wa candidate kitu ye bi on person.
That is it. Electricity tariff. Nkofo adedeka. Oil tariff. Nkofo adedeka. Ade na enti obi a.
And no answer me you say Mate Joe Midasi Mamiama and Yatin and Kano near Comshishe any Omi Fakwa Yaba Bedrui say audio comment by Yabekai Eddie Amount just say you queen anyone inside. A state of the nations address in Awusha and somewhere Bobana ye who may be in the coming month no ye beshe senior amanfoɔ agya adwopa electricity etwa wɔn many and yasam keto obi esu ɛfa ho ma wohwɛ senior bloggers agye gu mu a ɛnyasam keto afei ndwuma enyuma sem and so Adam Pine kakra and Kokon Kitty, we are hoping say and your man ever fat nature say Sikabi Rebel you say one Kokon no so be nemo a buying Catazishane Proy and won't share and Famine who share and negalam safe for air cornea which is state of the nation and your man Kitty Biwa and no so into me ambim accountability being back one a dear cotton pa a woman into no yenim say womuguso womuguso wugina agokensi n'echi a eya na wuhunu sonko na emom se wugina so na wankasa wo ye wo bo homodin na otumu se na obrepa na wom nti ne nyina ye peni se o mane be yi na chese ye nyina ye kofi ye ko ya homgye mu a anase wo mo wotimu mfo no kra no be hu omsisi an bibia boy den abusof kanfo ebetiatia is answer VAT increase up to 20%. So a teacher for the what they say unless for the school for womu a DDA school feeding program just a nyina na yemhwe resetting is on the pipeline nti yenim say enche bia no enyema ebodi to year nti that case say ebia wo bibi na se wentumi amfa amma wanchro amfa amba still no send you call all the social media outlets no ye yo bomodiana fa babetu na just wo so why omamba pa so omamba pa ne na ye pese ye we just want to be a good citizen na spectators until mampanin ababeka wachre kuku emu ohaw any ensemo a and I say the kwanya wo mo faso na wo mo edi abre sa kokofo wo mo memfan say wo mo tuatuo ne hu kakawuni na ase ne jese betu bia pepem nti enche kokokuafo mo beji empim enson pepepe we atufo se ene kan nti no abusiafo dadeke aha na mo jese makramo.
In the last week, we have had to take the painful but necessary decision to revise the producer price of cocoa to achieve competitive pricing and resolve the acute liquidity challenges in the sector. Mr. Speaker, failure to do this as others did and left a debt of 32 billion for this government to pay. Failure to do this would have meant borrowing billions in borrowed funds. Mr. Speaker, this unplanned expenditure would have taken us right back to the very devastating economic problem we have only recently begun to escape. So, Mr. Speaker, while fully understanding the concerns and protests of our farmers, I can firmly assure them that the reforms announced by government will see a total transformation of the cocoa sector. And it will guarantee them a fair and transparent price that enables them to meet the cost of producing the commodity and making decent margins.
Nancy a petrol bar form no. Aban so no ama petrol bar form. Eno de wan kasa a world market. So what is a petrol cost or say a world market or cocoa so or say a world market. Nti de e favor ni bia no eno de enya world market e yo no na aye. De favor no or say a world market. Ube so akunwa ni mu a your assets, your liabilities, your home benefits, and one do the any the woody, a yode. But the anya woman, the na wood Johnny free, who now the quack will be, yes, Rabine. A Jumana wa baby sumno, Jenim says so. Now so be a rabbit nasoda. A month for be rabbit nakunan, so move somu, even though na challenges so mu ye Akufo-Addo be na enye fofofo manu so mu ye and wo hwe say electricity bo akosoro minua ya o kasa mebu yi omo ntua electricity ni bi
ayo intena me fasa komo iso na madam bibiase wafa ya o mamia ma echia asafo aka enafi you know me technicians so our mo Ghana ye Andy Ajimai Hope Blagoji na fi Akins me da mo ina sesa mo kan nyoma wi na no e de boano na je se o mo de abedan e wa ha yesu si ya che e de ama wiase amansan na nti ndade kai adum bidumia nen na wo twe besen ehia makram
Asampaetia Obayansa foso wo bunye won kana asam te mafutu sam kakre wa supeme yo kofi o my